What if I told you that the secret to cutting through the noise of life, a life filled with drama, hearsay, and endless distractions, lies in just 3 simple questions? What if I told you there's a simple, timeless framework that can cut through all the noise and help you reclaim your peace, your energy, and your focus? Think about it. How much of your time, energy, and effort do you spend on things that are neither true, nor good, nor even remotely useful to you? Now imagine if you are able to flip the script. Imagine the control that you can have. Welcome back to the Unfold Learning Podcast. This is your host, Kaustav, an engineer turned into a school teacher, a coach/trainer, then an HR professional, and now pursuing this content journey with you all at Unfold Learning Podcast. Well, this is yet another check-in video where I come in to connect organically with you all on aspects that I'm thinking, that I'm feeling, and that I'm experiencing, which I would want to share with you all, with the hope that I will be able to trigger some insights and thoughts that will help you to take back some actions and evolve yourself and your life. On that note, let's begin. Today, I'm sharing an ancient but a life-changing lesson straight from the wisdom of Socrates. A story that will make you question how you live, what you believe, and the very stories that you tell yourself. By the end of this video, you will never look at your choices or your conversations the same way as before. Get ready to learn about the Triple-Filter Test that I'm going to share with you and engage yourself in a deep and a real transformation. Let me start by telling you an interesting story. A couple of thousand years ago in ancient Greece, the great philosopher Socrates was strolling contemplatively around a town square when a neighbor walked up to him and said, "You are never in a million years going to believe what I just heard about our mutual friend." "Wait," Socrates interrupted, putting his hand up in the air. "Before you continue with this story of yours, your words must pass the triple-filter test." "The what?" said the neighbor. "The triple-filter test," replied Socrates. The neighbor just stared at him with a blank expression. Socrates continued, "The first filter will be the truth. Are you absolutely sure the story you are about to tell me is true?" "Well, no," the neighbor said. "I just heard it from someone else I know." "Ah," Socrates quickly replied and said, "Then let's move on to the second filter. Is what you are about to share good in any way, shape, or form?" No, the neighbor said. The story is actually quiet. Before the neighbor could finish, Socrates again interrupted. So it may not be true, it is definitely not good." "That's right," the neighbor said, and assured him. "Well, you may still be able to save yourself," continued Socrates, and he said, "Then let's move on to the third filter. Is anything that you are about to share with me useful?" The neighbor stared blankly again and then said, "No." Now Socrates responds saying, "So you want to tell me something that may not be true, that is definitely not good, and is not useful?" The neighbor looked down and nodded. "Yeah, something like that." Socrates then responds saying, "Well, you have no good reason to tell me this story that is not true, that is not good, that is not useful to me, and you have no good reason to believe in it yourself either." Socrates added, and the neighbor dolefully walked away. Interesting story, right? Well, it was for me because this story exhibits and highlights the conventional aspects that we all engage on a day-to-day basis, drain ourselves and submit to confirmed stereotypes. basis what we hear. Isn't that true? What do you think? Comment and let me know. In many ways, not too much has changed since the ancient Greece, especially when it comes to the stories we tell ourselves and to each other. Every single day we invest valuable time and energy in drama and hearsay. Many of us plug into social media the first thing in the morning for reasons that have zero to do with what is true, useful, and good for us. Instead, we do it mostly just to distract ourselves from ourselves and engage in that dopamine culture. Well, if you're really interested to know about dopamine culture, you should check out my previous videos where I talk about dopamine culture, where I talk about how dopamine culture leads to procrastination, and actually give you some deeper insights how to navigate and circumvent this whole dopamine culture within our lives. Don't miss to check them out. In an expansive universe in which there are abundant opportunities for all of us to discover what's true, what's good, and what's useful, however, we end up doing exactly the opposite of it to ourselves. And while we do that, and how we do that by engaging ourselves with mind-numbing distractions. And in fact, to be honest with you all, our negligence or ignorance catches up with us, and it then makes us feel the pain. And that's where I wanted to share this particular story and the topic. Because my humble request to you all is to not fall into that trap of breaking yourself basis what is not true, basis what is not good for you, and basis what is not useful to you. Instead, take inspiration from Socrates' story that I shared with you. And well, I believe if it worked thousands of years ago for Socrates, I'm sure it'll do wonders to you and I even today. Here's the thing. Life is too short and too precise to waste on things that fail the triple-filter test. Socrates may have walked the streets of ancient Greece, but his wisdom is a lifetime for us today. A tool to regain clarity in a chaotic world where we are surrounded with things which are bombarded onto us in the form of different stories, narratives, and positionings. In fact, compelling us to a point where we think about things in our head, make it more worse than what it is in reality. Eventually experiencing immense stress, eventually leading to impact our mental, physical, social, and emotional well-being. So the next time you find yourself scrolling aimlessly and mindlessly, engaging with stories or narratives that are of no good to you, not useful, has no truth, stuck in a gossip or drowning in negativity, pause and ask yourself, is this true? Is this good? And is it useful? You will be amazed how much lighter you feel and more purposeful you become when you let go of things which doesn't serve you. So, here's my challenge to you all. Take one day, just one, and question everything you let into your life using these three filters. Is it truth? Is it good? Is it useful? And then see what happens. And before you go, let me ask you this. What's that one thing in your life today, right now, that would need the triple filter test? Drop in the comments below, because growth starts with awareness and awareness begins with sharing, and I'll be happy to respond to those comments. Remember, your energy is your greatest asset. We can keep talking about productivity, time management, etc., but not many talk about energy and conservation of that energy. So remember, energy, your energy is your biggest asset. Don't waste it. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, keep unfolding, keep unlearning, keep learning, and evolve to be the best version of yourself This is your host Kostav at the Unfold Learning Podcast. I will see you soon. New video on a fantastic and a relevant topic in today's time coming next week. So stay tuned at Unfold Learning Podcast. Do not miss to subscribe the channel. It actually encourages me to continue this work and put out the best thing for you all. Thank you very much for being there.